Sutra. Moreover, contemplator of the world South Bodhisattva, in the future there may be people whose food and clothing are insufficient, who find their efforts thwarted, who endure much sickness or misfortune, whose families are not peaceful, whose relatives are scattered, who are accident-prone, or who are often startled in their sleepy by dreams. Upon hearing a Star Bodhisattva's name and seeing his image, such people should recite his name a full 10,000 times with extreme sincerity and respect. Those inauspicious circumstances will gradually disappear, and they will find peace and happiness. Their food and clothing will be abundant, and even in their dreams, they will be peaceful and happy. Commentary. Moreover, contemplator of the world South Bodhisattva, in the future there may be people whose food and clothing are insufficient. They have no money to buy new clothes even if they want them. They may be willing to wear used clothing, but that kind of clothing is ragged or cannot be found. They get a good meal one day, but only after a number of days do they get their next meal. Who find their efforts thwarted. Whatever they want, they do not get, including food and clothing, not to mention other things. Things go against their wishes. Who endure much sickness. They may be sick often. Perhaps they work, do business, or think of some way to earn money that is supposed to last a few months, but then they get sick unexpectedly. Their illnesses require money to pay for doctor visits, medicine, and hospitalization. Since there was no fund to purchase health insurance, they do not have insurance. Their illness uses up what little money they had. When they recover, their money is used up. Once they recover, they have to find some way to earn more money. When money comes, they get sick again. Why is this? This is karmic obstruction or misfortune, inauspiciousness that makes everything worse, whose families are not peaceful. It is not the house, but it is the people in the house who are unpeaceful, whose relatives are scattered, family members split up and do not get together often, who are accident-prone. Things hard on the body occur often. For example, if you want to be healthy, you get sick, or who are often startled in their sleep by dreams. For instance, we were talking about dreams a few days ago, about how some dream of assassinations by shooting or near hit by large stones weighing several hundred or several thousand tons rolling down from a mountain or down to the valley where they are, or they dream about walls next them collapsing and nearly crush them to death. Their whole body breaks out in sweats from their frightening nightmares. Upon hearing of Star Bodhisattva's name and seeing his image, such people should recite his name a full 10,000 times with extreme sincerity and respect. Those inauspicious circumstances will gradually disappear, and they will find peace and happiness. Their unhappiness turns into joy because they have recited Earth Star Bodhisattva's name 10,000 times. Their food and clothing will be abundant. They used to be short of clothing and food, but now they have an abundance of clothing and food. They have enough of everything, and even in their dreams, they will be peaceful and happy. Sutra. Moreover, contemplator of the world South Bodhisattva, in the future, good men or women may have to enter mountain forests, cross rivers, seas, or other large bodies of water, or take dangerous routes either for the sake of earning their own livelihood or for public or personal affairs, matters of life and death, or other urgent business. Such people should first recite the name of a Star Bodhisattva a full 10,000 times. The ghosts and spirits of the lands they pass through will then guard and protect them in their walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. The peace and happiness of those people will constantly be preserved so that even if they encounter tigers, wolves, lions, or any other harmful or poisonous creatures, they will not be harmed. Commentary. Moreover, contemplator of the world's house Bodhisattva, in the future good men or women may have to enter mountain forests, cross rivers, seas, or other large bodies of water, or take dangerous routes where there are wolves, tigers, leopards, or bandits, either for the sake of earning their own livelihood or for public or personal affairs, matters of life and death that require them to send notices to another person, or other urgent business emergencies. Such people should first recite the name of Earth Star Bodhisattva a full 10,000 times. The ghosts and spirits of the lands they pass through will then guard and protect them in their walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. The peace and happiness of those people will constantly be preserved. As you head to Taiwan now, do not be afraid. Your flight will be safe. I will guarantee your safety as long as you practice the 42 hands and eyes and the name of a star Bodhisattva, of the name of a star King Bodhisattva. I accept insurance at any price, so that even if they encounter tigers, wolves, lions, the likes of ferocious beasts that eat people, or any other harmful or poisonous creatures, they will not be harmed. Sutra. The Buddha told contemplator of the world's house Bodhisattva. Earth Star Bodhisattva has deep affinities with beings in Jambudvipa. Hundreds of thousands of aeons would not be time enough to describe the benefits derived by beings who see this Bodhisattva and hear his name. Therefore, contemplator of the world's house Bodhisattva, you should use your spiritual powers to propagate this sutra, thus enabling beings in the Sangha world to enjoy peace and happiness always, throughout hundreds of millions of aeons. Commentary. The Buddha told the contemplator of the world's house Bodhisattva, Earth Star Bodhisattva has its type of course, this kind of deep affinities with all beings in Jambudvipa. Hundreds of ants, thousands of ants, tens of thousands of ants, and hundreds of thousands of ants would not be time enough to describe in detail the benefits derived by beings who see this Bodhisattva and hear his name. Therefore, contemplator of the world's house Bodhisattva, you should use your spiritual powers to propagate this Earth Star Sutra, thus enabling beings in the Saha world to enjoy peace and happiness always, throughout hundreds of aeons, thousands of aeons, tens of thousands of aeons, and hundreds of millions of aeons. Sutra. At that time, the World-Honored One spoke verses, saying, I observed that a star's awesome spiritual strength could not be described in ends numerous as Ganges sands. Seeing, hearing, beholding, and bowing to him even once benefits people and gods in endless numbers of ways. Men and women, gods and dragons near the end of their rewards and doomed to fall into the evil paths, and sincerely take refuge with this great being, thereby lengthening their lives and dispelling offenses. Commentary. At that time the World-Honored One spoke verses, saying, at that point in time, the World-Honored One was afraid that most people did not understand everything clearly, so he repeated what he said in verses. I observed that Earth Star's awesome spiritual strength. Shakyamuni Buddha told Kwanchen Bodhisattva that I noticed the awesome virtue of Earth Star and the strength of his spiritual powers could not be described in ends numerous as Ganges sands, even if I were to take as long a time as it takes to count all the grains of sand in the Ganges to describe the power of his might, I could not do it. Seeing, hearing, beholding, and bowing to him even once, seeing Earth Star Bodhisattva's image, and hearing Earth Star Bodhisattva's name by being respectful in a matter of a thought, benefits people and gods in endless numbers of ways. The respect in one thought will earn them future benefits. They may become born in the heavens or the human realm. They may acquire an infinite number of benefits. Men and women, gods and dragons, near the end of their rewards and doomed to fall into the evil paths. When their bodies, their retribution, proper, disintegrate, and their lives come to an end, they should fall into the three evil destinies. Can sincerely take refuge with this great being, Earth Star Bodhisattva, thereby lengthening their lives and dispelling offenses. They will live longer and their obstructions vanish. Sutra. Sometimes youngsters lose their kind and loving parents and do not know what paths they are on. They are now on. Quite often lost brothers, sisters, and other kin who are never known to their surviving relatives. By sculpting or painting this Bodhisattva's image, and then beseeching, gazing at, and bowing to him, and beholding his name in mind for 3 weeks, those relatives may see the Bodhisattva's body. The Bodhisattva may show them where those kin were born and even quickly free those in bad destinies. If those praying can sustain their initial resolve, crowns may be wrapped, sagely predictions given. Commentary. Sometimes youngsters lose their kind and loving parents. They may have lost their father, mother, or sibling at a young age. They do not grow up in a loving family.